What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and we just got some absolutely horrible news, which is why I'm doing a rant, and I'm actually super freaking pissed off despite the fact that I look quite happy. Shadow of War, one of the most anticipated games of 2017, just got some exciting news. It's gonna have microtransactions, but of the absolute most evil degree. You're actually gonna be able to spend real-world money to buy loot that'll improve your character and maybe even actually make your army stronger. Yes, that's right. In a game that's all about building a humongous force of orcs to push all the evil out of this awesome fantasy land, you can swipe your credit card and poof, magically get more orcs just showing up out of loot crates. This is becoming a horrific problem. I've noticed we used to have two big models of which games used to do. Pay to play, where you pay up front and enjoy the game as long as you want, or free to play, where the game is free initially, but eventually you'll hit a paywall where you have to buy an item or a potion or something to progress. Now, we're getting a third option. Pay to progress. These are going to be games where you pay initially, you go into it, and eventually you hit a point that is just so difficult, so annoying that you're going to be tempted to spend money and go further. Overall, I think that this is one of the most despicable practices in all of gaming right now. Now, I'm sure a bunch of people are going to be like, well, it ain't online. Yes, there is online leaderboards. In fact, they've even said specifically that they're going to be quests where you actually do things online daily. By everybody attacking a certain target, you'll get a special reward. This means that people are actually going to be spending real-world money to beat other players. Now, that may just be beating them in time trials or killing more targets, but that's still people paying to win. Why are you making a single-player game pay to win just for some crappy leaderboards? You know what? I know why, and it's Titanfall 2. This was a game that came out not too long ago and sold horribly despite the fact that it was awesome. It was criminally overlooked and ended up screwing that studio super bad. The people who made it lost millions and millions of dollars just because of a bad release window. It came out sandwiched between some major first-person shooters, so because of it, it couldn't get any of the attention that it fully deserved. I think studios are now afraid of that. If you know that your game is coming out in a very busy month, for example, Shadow of War coming out in October, that means that you are going to be clamoring for any penny you can scrape together. That means that you may even try and break your own game to make sure that more people are spending more money on day one. It could be that they're so afraid of losing money, they're going to try and find the smallest pool possible and take the most money from them. That is what this is. Greed down to the core, and it's something that we absolutely should not stand for. I guarantee you that if this is successful, if they end up selling a ton of copies of this despite these evil business practices, you're going to see this more than ever. I mean, why wouldn't they? If you were able to do something like this and just make $100 million every year, why wouldn't you? We might start seeing it in every single game that can possibly get away with it. So, here's what I'm going to say. We need to boycott the pre-orders of Shadow of War. Specifically, that's how they know how successful a game's going to be before launch. They look at all the pre-order numbers and go, okay, we know how much marketing to do, we know how much to invest in this, and we know how many copies to ship. Well, let's refuse to do that. We're not going to play their game. If they want us to do that, well, they're just going to have to guess how many of us are actually going to play it. You know, I'll probably seriously review this game because it might be awesome. It is still a sequel to an amazing game, but I think that they're trying to screw people over. If we are very loud and proud about the fact that we will not stand for this, there is a good chance that it'll be patched out. Look at Diablo 3. Diablo 3 at launch had a real money auction house. They were trying to trick players into going to the deeper dungeons, getting gear, and then selling it to other players. And this is doing that same thing again, but with single player. It's a practice that is absolutely despicable and needs to be crushed like a virus. I'm looking at you. I hope one of the developers sees this. I love gaming. I spend all my time playing games for fun and for business. And you know what? Even I cannot fathom why you think that this would be a great idea. In a way, this is extremely heartbreaking for me because I grew up in an age where we were really trying to prove the fact that video games are an art form. You wanted them to be respected and analyzed, held up in the same standard as the best films and the most intriguing books. But stuff like this makes us seem like a cheap little gimmick. It makes it seem like those 1920s Nicaramas where you put your eyes in some goggles, slip in a quarter, and you see a lady do a little dance. Is that what you want? Do you want to just see us put a little quarter in and watch Talion and Shadow of Mordor be like... It's getting so far and so ridiculous how much the business side of this industry is trying to consume the artistic side. What happened to a happy balance? I understand that you need the investors, you need people pushing you forward to pay your bills so this is even possible, but at what point does the executive get a bigger office than the artist? What happens to the true passion, heart, and fire of pushing a game forward at all costs? You know, I feel like cost is becoming the greatest monster in the industry. Sorry, okay, rage out. I'm going to upload this. More importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you okay with microtransactions probably being in every game going forward, or do you want to go things back to the way they were? Buying a game gave you the full experience. Let me know. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. I filmed this when my battery is at like 1%. If my battery died in the middle of this, I'm probably going to cry, because I definitely can't rant that angry again. And it was a total dumpster fire. Oh, hi. I'm just working on the next video. If you want to see what it is, go ahead and click this button and you can subscribe. Also, if you click these video links, you can see my latest review and my latest top 10. Now I'm just going to sit here for a minute and wait for you to subscribe. Oh, I guess I could put on these giant glasses. I literally found these on a roller coaster.